So here we go. Australia starting to, Japan starting to wind up now from way at the very top of the box. 26, 27 knots. Remember, Australia have to start behind them. So will they play a little bit of cats and dogs, or will they just pull the trigger and go firing? I think they're going to pull the trigger and go firing, because here we go with 3 seconds to go. 2-1, the grand final is on, and it is Japan on the top end of the course, and Australia below. Japan doing a nice job there. Will they get across to the first mark in good spot?
Don't push it too hard.
Yeah,
Looks like the penalty is off for Australia, Shirley. So what do you think of that start?
Great start by the Aussies. I mean, they could not have managed that better. Absolutely at top speed crossing the line.
Yes, well done to both boats. We're only about 2 boat lengths apart. A little bit of wing wash coming on the Australians, but I don't think it's going to bother them that much. Japan through the first mark in first place. Will Australia jibe off early, or are they going to try and push them over? Looks like they're going to jibe off early. There goes the board down. Will Nathan Outridge, will he match that manoeuvre, or will he just try and sail his own race, Shirley?
Okay, standing by wing, going forward.
He's taking his time, he's picking his moment, he's not being forced into making a decision.
Nice job there by Tom Slingsby and the Australian crew to get that jibe in. And it looks like they've got a nice bit of pressure down that mid-side. Japan were a little bit slow coming out of that jibe. You see them have to be a little bit higher in their bows to wind the boat up. In a minute they'll turn and roughly turn towards the same angle that Australia have done, but that was a great job there by the Australians to jibe early.
2, 1, lock, turning.
Australia now on starboard. They have all the rights until they get into the zone.
And Japan just sneaking over the front. Looks like Nathan's going to slam one right in front of his face just to make Tommy have to follow him in here to this bottom mark. And that was a nice, risky manoeuvre, but nice manoeuvre there by Japan. Good job by them.
Stand by. Keep the build on. Yeah, board down.
This race is so on, Jody. There's like a boat length between them.
Will we expect anything more from these two combatants? We knew this was going to happen. There's been talk about will they split, will they do their own thing? No way. This race is going to go right to the end. Good job attack there by the Australians, who have peeled out first, and hopefully, for their sake, getting over to this right-hand side to that little bit of pressure that's coming down the course. Will Nathan Outridge and his team of Japan go all the way to the boundary and just back himself? We'll soon see. Looks like they've gone a long way over there for the tack, Shirley.
No higher, no higher.
You know, the Japanese are fast. They're good at manoeuvres.
Stand by.
Australia look quite nice there. Japan just coming off that left-hand boundary. Australia setting up for their tack now. If they're ever going to do a good foiling tack, now is the time to do it, because they need to nail this one and get up and going, which it looks like they've done. But Japan look great from that left-hand side at this stage.
Crossing quite easily.
Do you want to hit or not? All right.
I'm happy. We're not close. We're too close to hit. Just across.
Well, it's very, very close here, Nathan. Saying too close to hit him, which means he wants to tack on top of him. So the Australians, there's nothing in it. They're about that far apart at the bottom mark, and they're still the same distance after a big tack from both boats going to either side of the course. Now Australia heading over to the left. Japan want to follow. That's pretty smart move by Nathan Outridge.
It could be a massive advantage to be the right-hand bow on the screen. You're on starboard, you've got all the rights.
My right.
And he looks quite nice there off his hips to the right-hand side. Looks like it's paid off there for Japan, because if Australia attack now, Japan might have pulled another couple of boat lengths out of them, unless they get a little left-hander, which Australia might be a little bit bowed down, so they might get something from the left here. Australia look like they're about to get up, set up to go for attack. Kyle Langford got ready to jump up out of the cockpit. Tommy called him to come back down. So they're happy just to keep smoking on over this left-hand side of the course. Maybe make the ley line, Shirley.
I think we can. We just got to watch the traffic.
Here they go, the Australians setting up now.
Speed build here.
My wheel, call the exit angle.
Yeah, we'll go left mark here. It's closer mark.
This could be a massive gain for the Japanese team. They want to go to that left-hand side, and they have nailed that ley line to the left-hand mark.
There is still absolutely nothing. I'd call 2 boat lengths at best between these two boats, but like you said, Nathan Outridge and Co have already got around the top mark, and they are heading downhill Another 10 knots quicker than what the Aussies are. The Aussies up now around the left-hand gate as we're looking at it. So big decision, big split decisions there between the two boats.
Long drive. Copy that.
Slingsby and the Australians done all right driving first on that first downhill leg, so will it pay off again, surely?
Tom Slingsby very happy with his choice and with his speed, and we can see that. They're nearly 3 knots quicker than the Japanese.
This is the final downwind leg, so we're waiting all year for this, and we have got a couple of legs to go, and it is still nothing between these boats, which is exactly how we wanted it.
Waves here.
Tom Slingsby has not got a heart
20 seconds
according to that
drive.
graphic. 73 beats per minute.
Of water
It's
again.
pretty cool.
The Aussies have been faster all the way down here. This is neck and neck.
Copy. We'll probably be info later.
They look a little bit higher in the bows there. They're coming up. They're on a little bit of a lift coming up in towards the Aussies. So the Aussies will be taking a little bit of time out. Here comes the Aussies now setting up for their jibe.
My wheel. Okay. All right.
Aussies on
Potential for
starboard,
a
right of
nympho.
way boats. Must avoid the
Keep going hard
Japanese.
here.
It's almost like action replay of the first downhill.
We've got the inside, I
The
think. Go
distance is
hard.
exactly the same, but they've done a nice job there. Australians, will they be able to roll
hard.
over the
We
top
are
of the
overlapped.
Japanese
Yeah,
and come into
copy.
this
Get ready to- Okay,
zone
process,
first? Oh,
process.
is it? Oh, very, very close there.
Down, flag, coming down.
Australia, Japan tried to get up underneath the Australians and push them off.
Eagle.
Not
No,
sure
we're good.
whether he had an
Copy.
overlap there. We'll soon see from the umpires.
Call it.
It's not there, lock now.
Australia done what we call an eagle. So 2 boards in, they had to get 2 boards to get down into the zone. Japan got really badly hurt out of that, Shirley.
Terrible, no boat speed. They went very aggressively to get the penalty and didn't get it.
And has that been the move, the $1 million move that lost him this race? We'll soon see. Very, very aggressive, as you said there, Shirley. He was trying to keep Tommy and the Australians out of that zone, but he pushed him up, didn't have the overlap, and Tommy had enough to just go around in front of him.
Little header here, slingers.
So we're on the final leg now of the championship race for the 2019
Four down.
SailGP Grand Final, and it is the Australians, Tom Slingsby, leading the charge into this race. Got a couple of tacks to go. He's going over to possibly cover the Japanese, Shirley. How do they think they're going to come out of that other side?
How are we doing there, Milky? Have a look at him. Yeah, looking good.
They seem happy, the Australian team. They're looking good. They're confident that they're crossing.
Well, that move could come back to haunt Nathan Outridge. He looks like he'd get a little bit of breeze there, but the Australians look fantastic as well up on the left. There's about 100-metre difference on the grids, but once they get to actually crossing, I think it's only going to be about 4 boat lengths at best. You reckon Australia would have slammed one straight on top of him, or will he go over and set himself up for the top mark? Remember, we're finishing at the top mark here. This is the final leg. We do not have a reach into the finish. They are finishing at the top mark.
Regardless, please disregard. We have been unable to move the finishing mark.
Have a look
So
at
close. So close.
What's the mark here? Eagle. No, we're good.
You hear him say eagle, 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 and Tommy says no, we're good. So what that means is Kyle was calling, do we need that other foil down? Look how close that is.
Showing.
Copy.
Wow. Oh my God. Anyway,
Nathan's mistake, though, Jody, was picking what turned out to be the wrong side at that top mark. He let the Australians take the right-hand side of the course, more pressure, more speed, and they came right back into the game.
and that's exactly what they did in that first lap, so I'm surprised they made the mistake twice, but we're not that far away from the finish. We've got a couple of 100 metres to go. Australia are leading the grand final here in Marseille. Tommy Slingsby would be very, very happy with where he's getting his boat up. Maybe one more tack to go, or will they make it down from there? It all started with a win in Sydney, then an emotional victory in San Francisco. They were beaten in New York. They dominated in Cowes. It's time to get up and party. Australia is the 2019 SailGP champion.
Well, Jody, I think their screams said it all. That means everything.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing. You got to feel for these guys. Congratulations to the Japanese for getting in the final. But Australia had been the most dominant boat all year, and they deserve it, Shirley. They deserve it. Look at the emotion on board, as you can imagine.
What a roller coaster. Massive mistake entering early. Such an unforced error. But they never gave up. They never gave up.
Well, if that doesn't make your heart beat, you're not human. That was insane.
My thoughts, though, to Nathan Outridge and his team. You can see how despondent he is. Aggressive. What an aggressive move.
Absolutely aggressive, and it was an all or nothing play, really. When you think about it, he had the lead, and he was trying to stop Tommy getting into that zone. In hindsight, would it be better just to keep the hammer on and get in there and then try and control? We'll never ever know. We'll never know.
He knows.
And then we,
How did they bridge the gap?
He knows.
they had better pressure on that side and there was one in the middle.
After the build-up, after the no race, we thought we weren't going to have a race. The wind was too low. The SailGP season 2019 has finished exactly the way we wanted it, on the water and with a fantastic race.
Look at this team. I mean, such a class act and great mates as well. Done so much sailing together. They could not be happier.
Absolutely, and you know they had virus go through. Kyle Langford had a virus, couldn't sail for the first few days. You know they've had a fair few dramas to contend with leading up to this to today, Shirley. As you would imagine, if it was all going smooth, you'd probably be very nervous. But they've taken every single issue that was put in front of them. They've dealt with it, and now they got the spoils of victory. Well done to them.
What a race. I mean, two of the most tactically smart teams head to head. And it came down to one move in the end.
You can almost see relief on their faces. Look at Jason Waterhouse in the middle there. Kyle Langford's they're just taking it in now. They've just realised that they've just won it, you know. And in contrast, we have the Japanese who are, look at them, they're shattered.
Difficult days like this. Hard to know what to say to your crew. I mean, we've all been in those scenarios. So difficult. Everyone knows where the mistakes were made.
Yeah, well, there's not much you can say. I guess you just got to take it in and move on. Tomorrow is another day. We know that all the focus has been on today. But these Australians, they are going to party like Australians do. Look out, Marseille. It is going to be fun there tonight. See Russell Coots there, the CEO and the brains behind this SailGP, just handing the trophy over to Tom Slingsby and his crew. A little bit unstable on the boat. The boat's doing a bit of a washing machine in behind him there, so you can understand why it's so hard to get your footing. But there it is. Australia, Tommy Slingsby raises the trophy and just gets absolutely hosed down by the Champagne Boys crew, Shirley.
Tom Slingsby, he's won an Olympic gold medal and an America's Cup trophy. But this moment is hard to beat.
Here he goes, drinking from the biggest cup he's ever drunk from. How good does that taste, Tommy Slingsby? There they go, they're all filling it up now. Sammy Newton there just having a guzzle and a bit of a shower. Kai Hurst, the Iron Man, he's having a bit of a go too. He's the Milky Way kid. Jason Waterhouse, they're all having a bit of a go. Kyle Langford hasn't had a crack yet. We haven't seen Kyle have a drink out of it. He's got the Aussie flag in hand. What do you think they're feeling, Shirley?
I think a massive sense of relief. So much tension on today, only made worse by all the waiting for the wind. But you know, having to perform like that after all that time waiting around. I mean, that just smacks of a real champion, of a real class act, of a real performer.
Absolutely, and there'll be 6 very proud Aussies holding up the Australian flag there. So, Shirley, it was everything. That was fantastic. The racing that we just experienced, you know, I cannot wait to experience that again. That was amazing.
We knew this.
So absolute elation, pure joy on the face of Tom Slingsby, Kyle Langford, Jason Waterhouse, Sam Newton, Kinley Fowler and Kai Hurst. The Australians have prevailed here, and you can see just how much it means to them. A phenomenal